issues are just extreme.
Jeez.
You're.
Hey, y'all. Go ahead, Tom.
Are we live?
We
Hi,
are.
Tom Stewart here. I'm with Liz Trotter. Our guest today is Samantha Snider and Lisa Shaul. And this is Smart Business Moves.
Oh my gosh. And some days are smarter than others, y'all. Some days.
Yeah, I don't know. This is Business Moves, and we'll try to do something smart here before we're done. How about that?
Oh gosh. Well, it's fun every week, Tom. So fun. Okay, so just have to say real quick, how many people out there are like, what? Samantha Snider? What? Because didn't she sell her business?
I don't know. Do people even know that? Because I've been at several business events since I sold. They're probably confused.
It probably is very confusing about what you're up to.
I'm a serial entrepreneur, right? Real estate is kind of trash right now, and I've just realized I need to see results, and I know this playbook, so I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's back. And what are you doing, Sam? Go ahead. Fill us in.
I sold in December 1st to a wonderful person who's doing fabulous work with the company we sold in the East Valley of it's the Phoenix East Valley market. So Queen Creek, Gilbert, Chandler, Mesa. And so I am launching in the Phoenix Scottsdale market. And yeah, we're just working on stuff this week. So getting everything legal and getting the ball rolling.
So you're going head to head with Sarah Mitchell and Dirt Busters. Is it Dirt Busters?
Yeah, Dirt Busters, Paul.
Yeah.
Dirt Busters and
I don't know about head to head. There's 140,000 households in Scottsdale, 60,000 in Tempe, and Ahwatukee, which is an area of South Phoenix that I want to target. I don't want to do the whole area.
I've never even heard of Ahwatukee.
Ahwatukee is South Phoenix, just south of South Mountain. So
they must not have a good casino there.
They do, actually.
Oh, they do.
If they did, you would know about it.
No,
I know, right?
Liz, it's just north. Actually, it's like 7 or 8 minutes north of the casino that you frequent there at Wild Horse Pass. So, but it's a good demographic. It's like a third over 120K income. So I'll take it. I'm modeling my service area actually to stay small. I'm hoping to avoid Scottsdale this year and do like a Sarah Martin thing and keep it small but just highly affluent. So we'll see what happens.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. I like you got some strategy going on there, which is going to lead us into what we're talking about a little bit today too. But Lisa, for anybody who doesn't know who you are, give us a quick intro.
Oh, I'm just here to hang out. Just wanted to see Sam. I'm Lisa Shaul. I'm in Michigan. I have a residential and commercial business. I've been in business for a little over 12 years and just rocking it.
And you are outside of Detroit?
Yes.
Rochester?
I'm in Rochester, about 40 minutes north of Detroit.
Right.
Not New York, Michigan.
Yeah. Michigan. Oh man. We had that was I had my VA scheduling us flights to go out there, and she kept saying the flights are ridiculous and the times and nothing direct. And Lisa was like, what are you talking about, Liz? And I was like, hey, look. And she's like, yeah, how about you come to my state?
Oh my gosh. It's still cold, Lisa. Lisa, we have a home for you here with a palm tree in the backyard. You want to move here? It's less cold.
No, Lisa. You know what it's like there? No.
I'm gonna head out in January to Aruba.
They have scorpions there.
Yes. Lisa, I thought you were going to move to Aruba soon. When's that going to happen?
No, right? It keeps getting longer. This time it's going to be 10 weeks.
Good. Good for you.
All right.
I like where I'm staying. It's like just set up my desk next to the pool and
perfect.
It's rough.
It did look really fun. And then you just have everybody come visit you in Aruba.
Ooh.
I do. I have several business owners coming to Aruba different times to work with me.
Yeah.
Nice.
You want to come?
I do.
Come on, Sam.
I do. I've been to Aruba and I like it a lot.
There's a place really close to me. They're like only like $150 a night.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Wait a minute. I haven't been to Aruba. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a different island.
You
I
need
need
to
to go.
go
I was
there.
thinking of Belize, but I thought you
Oh,
were going to Belize, but you're going to Aruba. Okay.
that's the beauty of this business. Once you get it to a certain point, you can work anywhere.
But
Yeah.
once you get it to a certain point, you're not done. I mean, it's still a
No.
journey. So,
Yeah.
we've got, Sam and Lisa are both our guests today, and they're in different parts of the country, and businesses are in different stages, but they have one thing in common. They both have aspirations for some serious growth in 2025. And we're going to be talking about the commonalities between two companies and two different, completely different situations. But, what is it that we all share in common, all of our house cleaning businesses share, that we can benefit from in terms of a strategy for big growth in 2025?
And I think it's interesting also that like Lisa is planning on having big growth. Most of us have heard multiple times that if you're checked out of your business, you're gone like that. Your company's not going to be able to grow. It's going to flatline, right?
Mhm.
But you're planning on big growth and being in Aruba. Yeah, Aruba. I'm like,
Aruba.
oh wait, now
Yes.
did Sam mess me up? No, it is Aruba for 10
Belize.
weeks. So you're really thinking you're going to really have to do some smart business moves, obviously.
Yes. Yes. Last year it didn't work out. I went to Aruba. I played a lot, had a really great time. And my business did okay, but it didn't grow.
Mm.
All
So
right.
I've had to do some things this year to change that so that everybody's in growth modes. And when I leave, I will be in Aruba, but I have scheduled hours for work.
Good.
Work on my business.
How are you doing? Just a little side note here, Lisa, since I was there, how are you doing with your time blocking?
Oh, I love my time blocking.
Good. All right. High five, Lisa.
By my calendar. It is
Good.
fabulous. And
Good
I have
for
a sign on the door that, when it's closed, it's closed.
Nice.
Everything has to wait.
For the benefit of all of our guests, what is time blocking, Lisa?
Time blocking is a lifesaver. It's the best thing ever. So in time blocking, I will actually use my calendar is what I'm using. And I set my appointments for this is how much time I'm going to be spending on this project. And I block that time and I'm not allowed to be disturbed. I also don't go over that time or under that time limit. So if I set it for an hour, I'm working on that project for an hour. And then I have little alarms that go off so that my next time block, whatever that is, I'll take a little break and then start on the next item. It might be if I have to meet with my finance person, which is Zach, he does anything that has to do with money in the business. So I always meet with him every day because he has questions for me. So he's got like a 15-minute time block and he knows when it is. And that's when he asks me all of his questions.
Oh, cool.
And then I actually have a roll desk that will go from office to office so I can get my steps in because then I'll go and see my GM and she's got so much time with me. And then I'm back to my other project.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I'm proud of you, Lisa, because you didn't think that was going to fly. You didn't think you'd be able to keep people to that.
I love it. And it's working.
How about with Jessica?
They're starting to time block.
How about with Jessica? She was really resistant.
She is still resistant.
Huh. All right. Not a shock, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But she knows what this means. During my time.
All right. Sorry.
So she's getting better with it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you one of these. You need one of these. So it's 1 hour.
I gave her these.
I don't have, that's what I have. Oh my gosh, they're awesome.
They're awesome, right?
That's cool.
I use them all day long. Every meeting I'm in. I love them.
They're fabulous.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're not as pretty as yours though, Sam.
Well, let me see it again. Show yours again.
So I have two. I think I got you two also, didn't I, Lisa?
Oh my gosh.
This is small, 1 through 10, and then these are like 15 through 16.
Do they time and like a chime goes off?
Yeah, so whatever. So like if you want 15 minutes, you just top to the top and the alarm will go off in 15 minutes.
I think that's pretty cool.
And it has a little thing here that tells you how far into the 15 minutes are you. which is
I wonder if you could program it to have sensors that when you get distracted with your ADT, it could chime, like bring you back to reality.
Well, you could maybe, yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah.
An electrical shock.
That's what I need.
Like when
This is way too passive. It's
Well,
pretty
because you
though.
don't see when the
Yes,
sand, you don't see when the sand runs out, and now you're late
No.
for wherever you're supposed to be. And what's nice about doing it on the Google Calendar and having alarms set is if you have to move something, you can move it. If you don't get something done, because I also do the tasks on the Google Calendar too now, so I can move those to the next day, but they don't disappear; they just move to the next day.
Nice.
If I have to go over on something,
So
but I'm getting
Google
things
Calendar.
done, which, you know, us business owners, we just fly all over the place and do what we want. I'm actually getting things done and accomplished. Like I have, like in the mornings I come in and it's called on my calendar morning muscle, and everybody has to leave me alone because that's when I do my emails. That's when I respond to all that kind of thing. Get all that stuff done.
Good for you.
And then later in the day, I have another 15 minutes where it's just emails and messages.
So regardless of where your business is from a, a growth standpoint, getting stuff done is important, and getting the right stuff done. I guess that's where goals come into play.
Oh, right. For sure.
And accountability.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what we wanted to talk about today, right? So sort of what we had sort of 5 proven steps that we wanted to talk about, right? And we kind of wanted to get y'all's insight. Hi, ladies. I'm use my timer block all the time. Hey, Linda. Oh, where are you?
Linda.
Comments.
Lynn?
Oh, there she is.
Right
My
here.
fellow cat
I
lover.
think we got them first from you, Linda, right? Didn't you get them for us for an event? I think they're in our swag bags.
That's cool.
Time blocks.
The little timer blocks. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I assigned somebody else to figure out how to use it and then show me how to use it.
I thought these ones were easy enough for even me to figure out. Yeah, in a swag bag. That's what I thought, Linda.
Well, the first step was to put a battery in it.
Did they come with batteries? I hope.
No. No.
All right. Sorry about that.
It's not working.
Sorry. All right. So what was our first step, Tom? Step 1 was you're trying to talk about was
If we don't know where we're going, we don't know how to get there, or even if we are there or not. So that really gets down into goals, right? Regardless of how big your business is, how old your business is, we need goals.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that look like for Sam, just basically starting out, even though she's been here and done this a few times, so she probably knows this like the back of her hand, versus Lisa, who's been at this for a dozen years and is going to be spending 10 weeks in Aruba here pretty soon.
I'm not. That's the difference. I'm not going to be in a room.
So, but you are going to set goals, right, Sam?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
my intention is every time I start another cleaning business, my intention, shut up.
Every time.
Well, last time I sold this is like, you'll be back. Give it a few months.
I did.
And I'm like, shut up.
I told her that.
You want to scale faster and better. And so it's a fun challenge. And that's not going to happen without things being very organized, documented, time blocked, and accountability. Because without accountability, I'll stall because I'll procrastinate certain things I don't want to do, or I won't problem solve the hard things.
Right now, you're brand new. You don't even have a name yet, right?
I do have a name. It's not legal yet, but it will be in about a day.
Are you sharing it? You
Sure.
can't share it yet.
Well, I probably shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
It's nothing exciting.
Like, oh, I'm stealing that. Yeah.
Nothing exciting. Everything's taken.
Ask Trisha, I'm quick on stealing those things. So,
so is she. She's terrible.
Exactly.
She finds out about somebody's name. Got it. It's mine.
The name's the name. All that matters is the revenue. Sorry. That's Tom's language there.
So, like, what are some goals that you're setting early on, Sam?
Well, I'm going to be joining a group to help me get the structure. And not that I can't do the structure. Like, I know the systems. I know thanks, Dawn. Dawn's been supporting me the last month on my emotional trip back
Yeah.
And actually, case in point, why Dawn pops on here, like, why are we in mastermind groups? So why do we surround ourselves with other people? So that can be for accountability and support, structure, parameters, boundaries, all those things. So that's step one. Yeah.
All right, so your very first thing that you're doing is figuring out the structure that you're going to do,
and meeting with my accountant. So setting up financial goals tomorrow, setting up the budget for launch as well as regular, like what our goals. We're doing things very differently because the economic landscape is different, and we really want to do a true profit first from the beginning so that Liz doesn't have to fix us.
That's awesome. I love that though. So since you're so new, do you find it more of a challenge to set so here we are, right? It's the end of September, and y'all know we're having like the goal setting planning and annual planning next month. Lisa, like you said, Liz is usually having that in November or December. It's too late. I'm so happy that we're doing it in October this year, right?
In October, yeah, for sure.
I know, I'm so excited too. October is just such a good time.
I agree.
So here we are, Sam, right? It's time to start setting those goals for your 2025. Are you finding it more of a challenge, or do you find it easier with less baggage, really? You don't really have baggage in this company.
Yeah, you don't got anything to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just get clarity when you take a break for a little bit. Lisa will get that in Aruba. Anytime you leave your business, whether it's for a week to go to foundations or it's to go on vacation, or if it's for 9 months because you're making changes to your business life, it clears your head. So for sure, it is a little bit more clear, but everything's a theory until there's money in the bank account and clients on the schedule. So that's the accountability level that, I'm focused on.
So for 2025, you're looking at revenue goals and client goals. That's what I heard.
Yeah. And even for this fall, like, it's terrifying because all I'm hearing from everybody in my market is leads are way down and conversions are way down. And it's scary. But I literally, that little buffalo, that little charging the storm buffalo, I literally have 2 inflatable, like those little foam buffaloes, and one is on the dashboard of my car because I'm reminding myself throughout the day to have courage, because I got into a really kind of negative, like depressed place, a scared place, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Real estate's not working good. Like, the market kind of sucks. Like, there's a lot happening that is out of my control. And that translates to all businesses, right? The economy as a whole is out of our control. So just that constant reminder to be positive and have courage and intentionality.
Okay, good. But you brought up a real point. I want to get to Lisa real quick, but you did point out something that I hadn't thought about. When you're real small, like you are right now, like just setting a goal out for the end of 2025, yeah, that's good. But you don't have goals for 2024, and we got a whole nother quarter going here. So you got to hit the ground running with the 24 goals. Of course, it makes sense.
Because how can I take myself seriously for 25 goals if I'm not making things start to happen now?
And a lot of your goals right now, I guess, are just like set up foundational stuff. Not, a lot of things have to happen before you clean home one.
Well, I mean, I'm honestly trying to get everything foundational done in this month, and start to do some free cleans in this month if I can get in the next couple of weeks where I can hire a part-time person, start to do some, free cleans, start to get some reviews. So I really want the whole last quarter to be, not the minutia of the operational stuff. And because I've done this so many times, I have so many of the pieces already. I just have to modify them and update them.
I love that. How many times do we see somebody starting a business and they're playing air guitar? I got to get the logo right, and our website's not where it needs to be, and not sure if I've got the right vacuum cleaner. It's like, just go clean something.
It's wild. It's like every time I start another business, it goes up that next level, and I'll get hung up and you guys will slap me out of it. But that Tom, that brings me back to like, how many times have I done a project where it's like, it's not right yet. And it's like a mental distraction for a month or 3 months. It's ridiculous. And I'm known for it.
So that kind of brings me to Lisa, actually, what I wanted to know from you, Lisa. So you have been going and doing your goal setting every year. Where do you find your biggest challenges when you're doing your goal setting? Like, okay, so I've got my goal setting, and I mean, you're intense about it. You do it, you pay attention, you set everything up. Then where do you struggle? Because it's not a matter of, right, for everybody. We set our goals. We're like, okay, we got them all written down.
It's the chatter. I have to spend less time listening to other people's issues and problems, and how like Sam, you're talking about all the leads being really down, and that's what everybody's saying, right? Those are the kinds of things I need to ignore. I need to not listen to it because it scares me. Mm-hmm. And then I get in that rut, and it's like, no, just plow forward. Like right now, leads for me are phenomenal.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
It's bull. I mean, I can't take all these people.
Just awesome. Yes, you can. What? Yes, you can. What?
I'm taking them, but I'm like, who's going to clean it? So that's my problem right now, and that's how I'm going to stay.
Good. All right.
That's phenomenal.
Maintaining the focus.
And I'm not going to listen to all the chatter about everybody else's
pulled off track
problems. I mean, I'd love to help you, but I need to stay. We're staying this way. We're going for it. We're doing it.
Oh my God. I can't even tell you how much I love that. I could give 20 different books that I'm constantly recommending to people, because that is so hard, right?
It's so hard.
So I'm like, here, have you read the one thing? Let's do that.
Have you read the book called The Vampire Suckers?
I haven't read that.
Yeah, I think that's the name of the Vampire Suckers. It's all the vampires around that are sucking your energy and keeping you from focusing on going forward.
Yeah,
lots of them are digital. They're in your email box. I've been unsubscribing from everything.
Yes, they're vampire suckers.
Another good one. Okay, so that's your biggest. Your biggest challenge is staying focused, setting the goals, staying focused,
stay in a circle group, stay going forward.
Okay, good. And this is one thing that I love about you, Lisa, is that like you're in the circles, but you actually do the work, and like keep doing the work, because so hard, it's so easy to fall off the work. Like you're not meeting a goal, and so it's just like I'm tired. Do I even have energy? And so I'm glad that you're stick the focus there. All right. Yeah. So the first point is that we want to talk about. The first step is set a goal. Right. So thanks you guys for giving a little bit of feedback on that. What's the second step over here? I'm trying to find it. Do you have it, Tom?
How about a budget?
Oh, a plan.
A budget for a startup looks a little bit different than a budget for a company that's been doing it for 12 years. Yeah. Objectives are different.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's funny about the budget part. So I ran my business for the first 12 years from my heart. I just knew what my numbers were. I knew what was happening. I knew when I could spend money and when I couldn't spend money. And my husband used to tell me what a miser I was, because I just wanted to keep throwing it in the bank account and making it big. Then I got to the certain point where, I didn't know what I was doing. I ran into a little bit of trouble where I'm like, I really do need to follow a budget, because I didn't know when I could give somebody a raise. So I was giving raises, and I didn't know when I could, and I was doing these things and not following my numbers and not creating a budget and watching, what was happening.
You're using data now.
Yeah.
Not feelings.
Yeah, no more feelings. Jessica says I'm drained of feelings. It's not good.
Don't. All right. So how long have you had your, like, a real budget, Lisa, and been using a real budget?
1 year.
1 year,
wow.
Since last year.
I went to your class last year.
All right, good. Well,
I know. It's funny. 12 years.
I'm
Right.
laughing because I'm thinking some of the big expenditures that we come against, and then all of a sudden, like, I think I need a budget.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Or
big one.
COVID, like, hey, you got 50 grand in savings because you're gonna need it.
Well, I love that you brought up COVID, Sam, because COVID jacked up everybody's budget, right?
Yeah.
People were like, I don't even know how to work with my budget anymore. I mean, except for Megan, of course. She was like,
Megan likes
that. She knew how to do all the stuff. But COVID did mess up a lot of people's budgets, and a lot of people fell off their budgeting. They're like, I got nothing. I don't even know how. So,
I'm thinking ahead, like, okay, I feel like I'm in a snow globe and it's being shaken up just with the unsettledness in the world. And so hearkening back to COVID and reminding myself, like, you could go from a nice trip around the world to wanting to donate plasma real quick. So like profit first and having a savings, and like how, so that you're expecting the unprecedented event, you're expecting the emergency, and that's easy to talk about, but it's a whole nother thing to budget it. That's that automatic savings, like, oh, I hope I can do these things, but at least they're on my mind. At least I have the intention, so now I'll have to put those things in writing.
But we've been through a lot, and a lot of this is just a concept until you've experienced it, and that's a whole lot more real. So, starting a new business, you're in a much stronger position you ever have been, because you know the issues, and the goals. I'm sure you have an outline. You know the things that you need to do by the end of this month, so you can start cleaning a couple homes, start getting some reviews. Same on the budget standpoint. I don't know where you are with that. It might not be a 12 column 100 row spreadsheet, but I'm pretty sure you have a good idea of your working capital and where it's going.
Yeah, we're gonna fine tune that tomorrow afternoon with the accountant.
Nice. So for those of you that are like newer businesses and you're thinking, I don't really have to have a budget, right? So coming from like Lisa, right? And you might be thinking, yeah, but I need this thing. I know that if I don't get this, I'm going to lose one of the big places where I see money gets lost and you really need a budget is a lot of people in this industry are heart-centered. And one of the reasons they're in this business is because they want to build up their employees, right? You hear that a lot. How often do we hear that, Tom? And it's like part of their why is I want to create better lives for people. I want to, I want to build up women. We hear that a lot as well. And so they don't have a budget because, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be able to help these people. I need to be able to help all the people. But if you don't have a budget, you're only going to be able to help this many people because you're not going to grow your business enough to have enough money to be able to help this many people. Right? So you got to start early so that you can help more people, not later. Like Lisa, you found that out. What did Matt say about this, Tom? He was on Smart Business Moves month and a half, 2 months ago. How long was it?
It was, and we talked. No, I mean we talked about how profit was kind of at the heart of it, and I mean he was making money, but he really got to the point where he got serious about it and came to the realization that there wasn't a level of discipline or rigor, professional management, operational excellence is a term we've been using, that was applied to the business. And he figured out he could make a whole lot more money with the same level of activity. And that's when things changed. He was able to create jobs with better pay and benefits. And basically he was the employer that he always dreamt of being, but just didn't have the means to do it.
What was
I love that from Matt. Sorry, Samantha. I love that from Matt because a lot of people see Matt, they recognize he's a successful businessman. The company is successful. and it can look like he's doing everything right, but in his mind he got stuck because of the budget, right? That was one of the key pieces that he needed, was he was leaving too much money on the table because he didn't have this key piece. So you don't have to have one. You don't. You can just keep going along, right, Lisa? 11 years going along.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're going to have more money in the bank if you have a budget.
And there's more than one way to approach this whole budgeting thing too. I guess the classical approach of, for the next 12 months, we're going to forecast out, what our revenue is going to be. And we've got a chart of accounts that's got like 100 items in it. And we're going to figure out how much we're going to be spending in every one of those little boxes for the next 12 months. That's not a bad exercise to go through. But then life happens, stuff happens, and then, whatever your plan is, your plan's going to change every day. And some of those numbers are a lot more important than others, and some of them aren't worth fretting over very much, and others you need to watch on a daily basis. And that's really where the art of this comes in. But it all starts with the numbers. Be it you want to give somebody a raise, or you want to, do something, with a bonus, or, buy something, or do advertising, or give a discount to a customer. All of that, you really need to have a framework to understand, is this really the best use of time and treasure?
So you are really leading us really easily into step number 3, which is forecasting. I do want to say real quick, though, for anybody who struggles with budgeting, that highly consider going to the goal setting workshop in Atlanta, because Megan's budgeting, I guess, pro forma is amazing. It makes budgeting, I say it makes budgeting a lot more fun. And most people don't think of budgeting as being fun at all. But the way she has it built out, it's
you think going to Aruba for 10 weeks is fun? You should do budgeting with Megan Likes. That's fun.
If you do budgeting with Megan Likes, you might be in Aruba for 10 weeks. Right?
Oh boy. Where the rubber meets the road.
Last year she blew me away at the budget class.
Yeah, that budget class, right? And this year's even better.
Like, you need to do this. And I would have never seen that until she pointed it out. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, game changer.
So I'm working on that thing and it's working.
Yeah. Good job, Lisa. No, you are really, so you are also really, I would say in the last 3 years, really turning into a different operator. You work on your business more like it's a business instead of something that you do with your days.
Yeah.
Right? Back in the day,
I would say that, yes, that is how I've changed. I see that now.
And to a much deeper degree.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just stuff that you do. It's like you approach your company now as if it is a business that you're trying to grow.
Yes.
So, so I just wanted to bring that up. I know we need to talk about step 3, which is forecasting. Go ahead, Tom. What you got here?
No, I just was sharing the, page. If you're interested in signing up for this, I dropped the URL in chat. It's on coreprofitbuilders.com. Just go under events and
you'll see it. It's easy.
We'll be talking, everything that we're talking about here will be addressing in much deeper detail.
So it's hosted by RJ and Aja.
So we're going to go to
also
Aja.
Gosha.
Oh,
it's actually hosted by RJ because it's in Kennesaw, where RJ's business in PCT Clean.
You see that mountain there? That's Kennesaw.
Nice. Oh, you figured that out yesterday. But this is a powerhouse team.
Oh, it is. It is. And Gosha's a great speaker. So is RJ. I'm really excited. Megan's there. Holy smokes. I don't know who those other two are, but.
Yeah. Well.
Gosha and RJ?
Me and Tom.
She's kidding, right? I know she's kidding, obviously. Oh, yeah. So I have a question, Tom, for myself, as a new business owner and a baby business this time, like, who is this workshop geared towards? Is it geared towards people that have their budget and their books to reflect on for the last year or 10, or is it also geared towards newer businesses or not?
I would say it's geared for anyone who wants to instill a professional management approach to building and scaling a residential cleaning business. So that doesn't really have so much to do with how long you've been doing it or how big you are. It really is how do you want to do it? And you know what I'm talking about. You can start a cleaning business by saying, we're going to clean a bunch of homes. And if we're not making enough money, we'll just clean more homes. And sooner or later, it'll all work out. And, what are your KPIs? Well, we cleaned 27 homes yesterday. How much revenue did you generate? Well, I'm not sure. And, you just got to drill down more and more in terms of what is your cost of goods sold and your operating expenses? And do you really have a forecast for what this is going to look like 3 months from now? And what do you need to be doing today to make that happen? Do you have a budget to make it happen? How does this figure into your strategic plan? Do you have all the mechanics in place to create the accountability to make that happen? I mean, it's professional management, and you can do that any size. It's more of a the criteria is more about the CEO of the company than it is anything else.
Similar to what I just said to Lisa, right? Before, like 3 years ago, she was just busy having fun, doing whatever. She a lot of times traveling for fun only, right? Even though should have been maybe some work time and doing just kind of living, right? And this is kind of what she was doing for a job. But now she's getting serious about business, and she's actually building her company, building her business, building her company, not just about doing this thing, not just cleaning some houses and we got money at the end of the month. Great. Not that. So Sam, that is you. That's all the people that want to get serious about their business.
I'm
right?
excited.
Yeah. Like really, I mean, that's
things up and
how I
then have
see
other
it.
people interact around them and help you fine tune it, and also that accountability piece, because when you plan at a high level with others in the room to help you catch some of the possible traps, see them ahead of time, that sort of thing. But then you've established that, and then to go back later, whether it's a month or 6 months or whatever it is, and check in and see how we're doing. Like it's a good baseline to do that with others.
I like this class because you're in business and you don't have a budget necessarily, or you kind of have a budget. You're just a dog chasing his tail, trying to figure it out and trying to get it to all work. Where if you actually go at it as a business
strategically,
and really focus down on doing it right and creating a budget and forecast and a goal sheet and watching all of those numbers, it's going to grow. You're not going to chase your tail no more.
The other thing that's really, we'll answer your question here too, TC. The other thing I think that is really amazing about an event like this, and I'm not just saying you have to come to this event only, but a workshop for this is you actually are doing the work. You're not sitting in a chair learning about it, going, yeah, that's true. Okay, yep, I'm going to do that. Yep. Okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. Because we've all been to those events too, where you sit and I've got my Remarkable and I'm taking all the notes about all the stuff I'm going to do. Okay, I got it. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. At this event, bring your computer, because guess what? You're building a budget. Guess what? You're setting the goals there. Guess what? You're doing some forecasting, which leads us to step number 3. But before we hit step 3, Tom, and you're going to talk about forecasting, where do you keep your budget? Anybody?
Question.
Sure.
Oh, Patricia's question.
Yeah.
So where do you keep a budget? Do you have software? What do you use? So first, I'm going to tell you, you can build a budget easily if you have QuickBooks. If you're already using QuickBooks, you can just build it in QuickBooks. It'll build it out for you in, I don't know, seconds.
QuickBooks, well, for starters, regardless of where you want to go with it, it will take your actuals from last year and create a budget for the upcoming year. So at least you've got a starting point. You can then export that into a spreadsheet if you want to modify it that way. Liz, in Circles, do you have any proprietary tools that use from a budgeting standpoint?
Yeah, we have our profit maximizer. And in the profit maximizer, there's cash flow, there's budgeting tool, there's all of your financial pieces that you need all in one spot.
Right.
So yeah, you can do your budgeting in your PMX.
And part of the budget, a lot of parts of the budget are interconnected.
Yeah.
Your direct labor is going to grow along with your revenue, for instance. So you need to make sure, if you take last year's numbers and you say that you're going to grow revenue X% per month, that you're taking that account on your direct labor side. There are a lot of tools that we have in Made Central that help with that. We've got your core KPIs, which interconnect a lot of the metrics in the business that translates into numbers that would show up in your budget. And we have some tools in toolbox.madecentral.com. We've got the forecasting tool, which we're going to be launching a new and improved version of that when we're in Atlanta here in a month or so. That's going to have some pretty neat functionality I'm excited about. But for starters, I would say QuickBooks, but then use the other tools to make sure when you're casting going forward, the ratios make sense, and you can create a budget where you're generating more revenue and lowering your payroll to revenue at the same time.
To me,
having everything interconnected makes a huge difference. So you can see how the things are impacted by all the other things. What you got, Sam?
The mechanism, the technology, the platform for the budget, while it's helpful to have cool tools, is less important than the accountability for the budget. And in my last business that I just sold, I met every single week with the budget accountant for an hour, and we had that accountability there. That's it. It's one thing to put it on paper as a theory, but it's a whole other thing to have somebody else looking at it and asking you questions that you have to answer. So we're doing that again. That's why we start tomorrow.
Yay. And it is really easy to set up your budget and then be like, okay, good. I got my budget. Yeah. 6 months down the line, you're like, wow, where's my money? Well, what did my budget say? Where is that thing? Don't do that, y'all.
Yeah. Every Tuesday, Sam, we look at the numbers and we go over what we spent the previous week, where it went, where it needs to go, what we need to do every Tuesday.
That's awesome.
It's part of my time blocking.
Yeah. And part of your PMX meeting, right? Part of your profit maximizing meeting. Yeah. Make sure that you're looking at that stuff. All right, Tom, finally, we're going to let you talk about step 3, because here we are running out of time already. Step 3, forecasting.
Yeah. A cornerstone to this whole professional management thing is to be able to get predictable outcomes moving forward, predictable profit. You don't want to have to keep your fingers crossed and hope you're lucky in terms of all the numbers working out and there's enough money there to make payroll and produce a reasonable profit. You can do that with good forecasting. It starts with having good work measurement and having control over the numbers in your business, where you've got we call them core KPIs, but the numbers you can use to calculate future outcomes from a revenue standpoint, a gross profit standpoint, a net profit standpoint, how much additional revenue translated into homes if you want to, as well as labor you need at various points of the time in the future. And if you've got that, then if you're not happy with the outcomes you're getting, you have the ability to start adjusting the core KPIs to create a picture of, well, this is the future that I really want to have. And you know what you need to be doing every day, week, month to drive what we call the green numbers up and the red numbers down to get the future that you want.
There's another tool for forecasting as well, y'all. And you've probably heard of it. You've probably even done it. And you might not think of it as a forecasting tool. But what about your SWOT analysis? Right? It's also part of your forecasting. You're figuring out what's actually feasible. Where do we potentially have some opportunities out there? You know, what's out there in the landscape? You know, your strengths and your weaknesses are inside your company, but your opportunities and your threats are outside your company. And those are places where you can see what's going out there in the world. What other bigger things might I have? So
that really drives your strategy. That's kind of the cornerstone of that. So you can have your red numbers and your green numbers. You can plug them into the model. You can see what things look like in the months ahead. If you don't like that, you say, I'm going to improve, sales by 7% and lower my payroll percent of revenue by 2% and my customer attrition by 3%. And bam, I love that. And you know all the things that you need to be doing every day to make that happen. But sometimes you're doing all of those things, you're still not getting the results that you're looking for. You need to step back. It's like, is my strategy where it needs to be? Is there competitive forces in my local market? Is there an easier path forward to get the results that I'm looking for?
So the forecasting piece. Go ahead, Lisa. What were you saying?
I said, Dosha's going to be teaching SWOT analysis at the class, right?
We'll all be doing SWOT together.
Okay.
Yep.
So if somebody doesn't know how to do SWOT,
we're going to do it. We're going to workshop it. You'll be doing it on your company and on the industry all at the same time. So we'll all be doing it together so that you have like a wider view. It's exciting. Yeah.
They're hard. I mean, if you're truly trying to really dig in and be critical, they're hard, but that's why it's good that we're having help, because if I sit here and do it myself, I'm going to try. Like, I'm going to try to do a mini one before I meet with my accountant tomorrow afternoon. But will I get the traction? Like, I'm going to do better when I'm with other people that are smart, that have the ability to help me, who's not as a creative of a thinker, to really dig deeper.
And see other perspectives, right? Yes. Like I'm not going to see things out there in the world that Tom is going to see. Our brains do not work the same, right? Tom sees stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did he even think of that? How did he even notice that? That's amazing. But I wouldn't be able to get that on my own. I just wouldn't.
So filling the blind spots, doing this as a group, we can help fill the blind spots that could potentially take us out if we're not watching them.
We all have our own life experiences that allow us to see the world in the way that we see it. And when like-minded people that are all working towards the same thing bring their different life experiences looking at your picture, it can be an awesome thing. And it all starts with the strategy, by the way. And we're CEOs of our businesses, and the top thing on a CEO's job description is chief strategist. There's a lot of things you can delegate in your business, but strategy isn't one of them. Honest to goodness, if we as the CEO of the business don't own that, it just flat out doesn't happen. You can get out of bed every day and just do what you're used to doing. What am I saying? There's so much value to be added. On the strategy side, it all starts there.
Same thing. It's all the same thing. If you want to be serious about your business, you have to be trying to build an operationally sound business. And one of the foundational elements is that strategy, right? Not just thinking it in your head. You got to create that strategic plan. You have to go deeper, which kind of leads us to step 4, which is your annual plan.
We've kind of got, we've talked about, strategy and some numbers and a forecast. It's time to get to work. You got to execute. You got to do this now.
Yeah. So y'all know this from being in circles. Samantha, you've been in circles too in the past. And this is so hard. We force you guys to decide what you're going to work on all year. Right? And people, they hate it. Oh my gosh, they hate it so much. It's so hard. Like, I just want to tell you what I'm going to work on next week. You can do that, but that's just working. That's just doing the things that are popping up for you. That's just what's urgent is popping up. It's not working on the right things at the right time. Those things are well thought out. We don't make you obviously figure out every single detail of what you're going to be doing, but what's your strategy going to be over the course of the year? Let's create that plan of action. And action is that key word. Tom really loves the word execution, right? Although it always makes me think of a noose. So,
What's the old joke? How do you feel about the execution of your team? I'm in favor of it.
Especially the ones I don't like, right?
No.
But really, how often does the rubber not meet the road here? You got the plan. You got everything's great. I got a budget. I did my forecasting. I've got my goals set up.
Sounds like Sarah's booking a trip.
There
Sarah,
you
we
go.
gonna fly again.
So
Are we flying
funny,
Southwest this
Sarah.
time?
She's so excited about spreadsheets and plans.
That's like her love language.
Oh my gosh, right? It's like, what are you guys doing? Oh, I'm working on a spreadsheet. What? Can I see it? What are you working on? Never met a woman who loves spreadsheets as much as she does. But the annual plan really is that's where it actually, the magic happens. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you can, how often we've done this too, Tom, you and I have done this. We've set the goal, we got our budget, we've done our forecasting, and then we get busy. Mm-hmm. And then later we're like,
times we even have a plan, but
many times we have a plan. Well, we always do. We have always had a plan.
There's no accountability though.
Step 5.
That's the best one.
That's really,
you brought it up multiple times.
That's the glue that holds it all together. Yeah. If you have a good plan and
5,
have
accountability,
but you have to know what you want in order to start any of this. You truly have to know what the goal is. What is it that you really are looking to accomplish, to do, or to get to?
It's step 1, right?
Yeah, we started with goals.
You got to start there. Yeah. So it's easy to do that, though, Lisa. Feel like, but it's hard to do that because what about this? Yeah, don't worry. We're going to take you through the whole process step by step. And I like what you said there. You have to know what you want, because how we're actually starting out this event is with, this wasn't supposed to be a big pitch about the event. It's just, it is actually about that. But the very first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to have RJ out there helping us all in the beginning before we get started. Like, let's open up your mind first. Let's open up your mind to think bigger and really come down to what you want, not just pluck a number out of thin air.
Yeah.
Because how many times have you sat down with
$1 million business? Well,
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But why? Yeah. But
yeah,
why?
Because you're not going to get there if you don't. There's a drive that goes into that. So there has to be your goal has to be really meaningful to you.
And every time we sit down with somebody and they say, I want to be $1 million business, and we start digging in, they quickly realize, wow, I actually don't want to be $1 million business. I actually want to be a $10 million business, because that's what it's going to take for me to get this, do this, get to here, do these things. A $1 million business isn't going to get me what I actually care about, what I want. And they get stuck. Yeah, so that's what we're doing first off, Lisa. Okay. We'll have RJ walking us through that, which I'm excited about, because the reason why I like RJ doing this is he's very inspirational and he's also motivational.
We love RJ.
Yeah, but that's not enough. It's not enough, right? Jim Rohn says, yeah, you take an idiot and you motivate him. What do you got? You got a motivated idiot. Thanks, Jen.
So then we have to plan to make that.
That's why we're gonna get motivated, but then we're gonna get to work, right? Because we're not idiots.
One thing that occurs to me when you're talking about this is the burnout rate for people that have owned businesses for a long time. I was really struggling with that last year before I sold. That wasn't why I sold, because it was intermittent. But I think where we bring together, the why and take away the cliche, I want this number, or I want, this lifestyle, like make it not cliche, make it like I'm going to be, doing these things and pushing through and be inspired because of XYZ. Like anybody can make a vision board, but when you have somebody like RJ, who's really hit obstacle after obstacle, hit the obstacle, overcome it, hit it, overcome it. That's also part of the vision. Like, how do we get over burnout? And I think that the goal setting can be inspiring for some people, but if you're at that burnout place, you need this other part too. And somehow we have to bring them together and figure out how to handle the mental and emotional part of this whole thing.
And Tom, you're always talking about how you got to scale fast enough to outrun burnout, because burnout.
We're all in a race with burnout. I heard Jonathan Potocnik first say that as a guest on Smart Business Moves a while ago, and it stuck with me. We're all racing burnout.
Racing.
We're all in a race with burnout.
Ooh,
we've got to get our business, successful to the point where it's working before we burn out.
Mm-hmm. That's so good, right?
Yeah,
right. Because it's trying to catch you all the time, and when it catches you, oh man, burnout is tough. You don't want to get caught.
Yeah, action and progress help that.
Yeah,
we're at the top of the hour.
We are.
Liz, are we doing a free webinar tomorrow?
Oh yeah, we haven't even mentioned that. Oh, criminy crickets. Yeah, Tom, we suck at this stuff. Yes, we're doing a free webinar tomorrow. Everybody get on there.
If we just started on time, everything would be okay. But
do you hear him, Lisa?
I was in the principal's office, and it wasn't for me. I raced back as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it wasn't you,
Liz. We're scheduled to do this tomorrow at 2:00 Eastern time, correct?
11 o'clock Pacific, 12 o'clock Mountain.
So I just shared a link.
Oh wow! It said 11 o'clock Eastern on the thing I got.
Yeah,
today.
the day. This is all jacked up because it says 11
it looks like it's all day.
PM.
Let me get that fixed right now.
I was wondering.
I'm not going to point out all the things that are wrong with it, but it's going to be a great presentation, even though our lead capture form has a couple of things to be desired.
So it's 1 hour, not
it's 1 hour.
1 hour.
Goodness, yes. I promise you.
And what time is it really?
2:00 Eastern, 11 o'clock Pacific tomorrow.
And it will be different than today.
Yeah, not tomorrow, not Friday.
Yeah, correct.
Capture form. Oh my gosh!
Wow,
I'm
confused.
Yeah, of course, I could go down here and it says it's 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Pacific.
Or I literally thought
I'm going to send them all over.
So it's tomorrow, not Friday. It's Thursday, friends, not Friday. There's nothing going on Friday.
We're not pulling an all-nighter.
Oh, it's tomorrow, Thursday, not Friday?
Yes.
Oh
my gosh. I'm telling him, big problem.
I emailed Austin. I'm like, am I losing my mind? I'm feeling really dumb.
No.
I had this all planned out. I was going to be in my car. I'm going to be on a 3-hour ride.
We'll get an email out to everybody who's already signed up.
She was committed for 8 hours.
With our
I
appreciate the level of engagement there. That's admirable.
I'm just trying to plan my schedule. I'm trying to be like Lisa and learn to time block.
Webinar?
My cube doesn't go to that many hours.
It's like we're back in COVID times when we just talked all day about how the crap was not going to hit the fan. How do we do this? What do we do? This happened today.
Oh my gosh. Guys,
okay.
I'm sending my oh my gosh email right now.
Are we ready to call this a day?
We are, Tom.
Great chat. Very inspirational.
Sam, thank you, Lisa.
Hey, Tom, I have a question for you that everybody's wanting to know the answer to.
Yes.
When are you guys going to schedule another class for schedulers?
For schedulers. Stay tuned. there's a high likelihood that the
Sounds like a
question to that
yes.
will be yes.
Okay.
Sounds like a yes is coming.
So the people in the waiting list will go into that next one.
There's a waiting list, and
Okay.
it will be first come, first serve off of the waiting list. And if there's any extra capacity, then we will open it up. I don't have firsthand knowledge of all those details, but I know it's in the works. And if things all, as we often say, this is a plan, not a promise. But
Can we pay
if
extra money to move up the list?
Oh my gosh. No, but he
Lisa,
might like to
and
go
you can,
to
You're close enough to the top.
it will give you access to the VIP bathroom.
Okay.
is that specific to Made Central, or is that just scheduling in general?
It's
It's more Main Central.
it's
Okay.
Made Central, yeah.
Cool.
So
So Aja's going to be there is what I had just heard. That's what I just
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Aja's running it.
So we want to get that on the books and get it behind us before convention, which is coming up in the middle of November.
See you guys there. But
Sounds
first,
good.
you
We got to get out of here, y'all. I got an appointment.
Bye.
Thank you. Good
Thank you.
seeing you.
Good to
Bye,
see you.
y'all. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Sam.
Bye.
Thanks,
No
Lisa.
problem. My pleasure.
Talk soon. Bye.
You might have to take us off, Liz.
I'm